I finished doing the review and the video for this pretty, to be honest, amazing product. And I thought, you know what? I didn't say anything negative. I didn't say anything that was, a real negative of the product. To be honest, I just couldn't think of anything. So what kind of a journalist or critic or product tester am I really if I've got nothing negative to say? So, well, here it is. It did take about 35 to 40 minutes to set it up. That said, to be fair, it seems like similar products on the market take a lot longer to set up. But that's the most negative thing I could think of.
Hey guys, we're here with the Motion. I think that's how you say it. It is an autonomous electric mower. It can apparently go up really steep hills. So if you've got a good sized property, then this is what you want, because then you don't have to push it around, right? You can just do it while you're, I don't know, drinking a beer or whatever. So let's have a look at what it looks like. All right. The future is here, hey? Mowers that can have cameras on them, I think, and can look around and see any obstacles. Maybe I'll use that knife. It's not that heavy, it's pretty light. A lot lighter than a normal mower. So this model is the one that can do 5,000 square meters of grass in one battery charge. What else have we got here? Something else. Might be to do with the docking station. There's a docking station that it drives itself onto the station and then it actually charges itself. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to plug it in. So if you're away at work, you come home and your lawn's mowed and your mower's charging itself. Pretty cool, hey? Alrighty.
Guys, I was reading Time magazine, not in print, of course, online, and I saw Time magazine's invention of the year. I had to test it. I contacted the company. They've sent me one. This thing is insane. We're talking an autonomous lawnmower. You do nothing. You just set it up, basically tell it where it's got to go, give it some boundaries, and you never have to mow your lawn ever again. I mean, yeah. Here are the details. And here's why, to me, this is a game changer. Why I'm so excited. Because for me, I'm extremely time poor. You guys know I have 2 kids. My wife has stage 4 cancer, terminal cancer. And at the moment, she's really uncomfortable. So for me, a lot of stuff falls to me, which is totally understandable, totally normal. But I have very little time. And having a machine do the lawn mowing for me without killing anyone is just unreal. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. I actually sent this a few months ago. It took me a little while to get around to taking it out of the box. And to be honest, my lawn to grow, it was winter. My lawn hadn't really grown. I got it out of the box and I thought, you know what? Surely this is going to be hard to set up. It's going to be time consuming. But it wasn't. It was actually remarkably easy. So what actually is this product? Well, it's an all-wheel drive, as in, all-wheel drive. It's powered, front wheels and back wheels are all powered. So it means you can get up really, really steep slopes. It's an autonomous mower. There is 3 different versions. There's a 2-wheel drive version. I think those are the older models though. So the Luba 2 all-wheel drive that I was sent was actually the all-wheel drive 5000. But there's 3 different versions of the Luba 2. There's the all-wheel drive 5000, the all-wheel drive 3000, and the all-wheel drive 1000. As far as I can tell, the main difference between those 3 is the battery life, how far it's going to go. Now, most people won't need the 5000, but that 5000 is a reference to the amount of size of land that the mower can actually mow. So here in Australia, we use metric numbers because we are sane. unlike you Americans. Anyhow, the 5,000 means it'll mow 5,000 square meters. The 3,000 mows 3,000 square meters, and the 1,000, 1,000 square meters. So most people would need a 1,000 square meter. Most people don't have a block bigger than 1,000 square meters. But if you do, then yeah, get the 5,000. Now, it has all-wheel drive, and that's really useful because on my property, or at least the property where this is being used, there is gradients that are really steep, that are really hard to push a mower up, right? Now, because this has all-wheel drive, it can go up slopes way steeper than any human being can push a mower up. It can. 80% gradient. Now, I don't know if that's true. I haven't been able to test it on 80% gradients, but the point is that for any person's property, if you don't have a cliff, it can mow it. Anything. It mows anything. It's unbelievable. That's a 38-degree slope, by the way. Now, it has actually 3D vision and RTK fusion mapping systems for precise navigation. And that helps it to navigate its way around your lawn, to figure out, oh, there's a tree there, I don't want to run into that. Oh, there's a leg there, I don't want to hit that. And it's actually incredibly safe. It's been tested. There's been lots of other people online, YouTube, etc., that have tested this thing. It doesn't run into people, doesn't run into small babies or whatever. I mean, that sounds crazy, I know. But a friend of mine, his son had his leg removed by a ride-on lawnmower. I'm not going to tell you the full story. I don't want to talk about the people involved, but basically, this kid, I don't think it was his fault, but someone drove into him with a ride-on lawnmower, and he no longer has a foot. It was so messed up that they couldn't put it back on. So yeah, from just above his ankle, he has a prosthetic now from a ride-on lawnmower. Other cool things about this ride-on lawnmower are that it has easy and quick setup with no perimeter wire. So some of the other models, there are other autonomous, so-called autonomous lawnmowers, but they're not really autonomous because they need a perimeter wire. This doesn't need that. You don't need to make any changes to your house. You can put there's a thing that comes with it, like a sensor. You can put that on your roof. That will help it to have better connection to your house and to be able to see around everything better, but it still does work without actually putting that thing on your roof. But if you want to, it's relatively easy anyway. It has multi-zone management for up to 30 zones and a no-go zone setting. So if you don't want it to go a certain place, you can make a little zone there and it won't go there. Maybe you've got gravel there or something like that, but you can create 30 different zones. That's really good if you've got a larger property where there's all different areas. You might have different areas where there's a garden, another area where there's grass, and then there's garden, and there's rocks, so you can actually map it out so that you have all different areas. And then what you can do is you can tell it to just mow certain places. Maybe one area has been mowed too much. It's winter now, and the grass in a specific area is not getting much sun. You don't want that section to be mowed. You just press the actual zones on the app, and you can tell it, go and mow those areas, and it will then go mow those areas, which is pretty freaking awesome. What else does it have? It has app or app and voice control with Alexa and Google Home. So you can control it using your voice, using Google Home or Alexa. In other words, you can just say to the mower, go mow the lawn. And you've got to set it up, of course, but it will then go mow the lawn. Now, another thing you can do, which is really cool, is if you want to do a birthday party or something, you can get the mower to write someone's name or a message in your lawn. So if you've got longer grass, you can get it to go and mow happy birthday dad, or happy birthday whoever, or some kind of message. You could say some kind of scary crop circling type thing. Anyway, that's another cool feature. So you can actually put messages in your lawn if you want to. Luba says it takes around 18 minutes to set the mower up with no perimeter wire. So 18 minutes, did it take me that long? Not really. It took me probably 30 minutes, but that's not too bad, right? 30 minutes is pretty reasonable. So the way you first set this thing up, you actually drive it around your property like a remote control car, and that's how you set your virtual boundaries on where you want the mower to go. So you actually walk with it, and you hold the actual remote and you walk around with it. It'll drive where you tell it to go. And then that's where you set your mapping or your boundaries or your zones or whatever it may be. So it's pretty easy to set up your actual map. Luba say that competitors, their traditional robot lawnmowers take around 180 minutes to set up, take around 3 hours to set up. I'm not sure if that's true. I've never owned an autonomous lawnmower before. I'm sure it could be. And there's probably a good reason why Time magazine said this was the technology product of the year. Now, if you look at Amazon, you can buy these on Amazon. They have an average of a 4-star rating from lots of reviews. And to give you some context, you can buy the models I spoke about before, but there is also a longer range model. So if you've got a bigger property, if you've got, say, 2.5 acres, that's 10,000 square meters, there is another model that will do that amount of space. So there's, I believe, actually 4 models, but here in Australia, we don't have that 10,000 square meter model. It may come soon. That's the size though. So the size of 5,000 square meters, that's 1.25 acres, and 3,000 square meters is 0.75 acres. So what about noise? Well, noise for me is a huge problem, guys. My next door neighbor, they have someone come and mow their lawn at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. No one really wants to get up at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. And if you do, you don't want to get up because your neighbor forced you to get up with their extremely loud petrol internal combustion lawnmower. They are ridiculously loud and they'll wake you up. I mean, I hate that, right? And I hate doing that to neighbors. I wouldn't want to do that to my neighbors, right? Fortunately, this thing is extremely quiet. You're not going to wake up your neighbors. That's one of the big benefits, actually. If you wanted to mow your lawn at 10 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning, you can. It makes very, very little noise, and I don't think anyone would actually hear it. That's one kind of nice feature. In addition to that, it has suspension. So that means that unlike most petrol mowers, push mowers, you can go over rocks and you can go over all kinds of things, and the thing is not just going to get stuck. Plus, it actually has intelligent obstacle detection. It's probably better at detecting obstacles than humans are. When you're mowing the lawn, you don't really look sometimes, and all of a sudden you hit a stick or you hit a rock, and you feel that flick out, or something. You hear something grind, and then your blades. You're going to have to go and replace those blades, and damn it, that's a major hassle. I'm going to have to go to the hardware store, buy these blades, replace them, screw it in and out. If you've got the obstacle detection that this thing has, then you're going to probably avoid most of that. It's going to be able to see obstacles and go around them, and potentially obstacles that you can't see, because it's looking at obstacles from the ground vision, which is a bit different to having a human being look down. And I know many of us have hit sticks and trees and all kinds of edging and all kinds of things. Now, this will actually avoid that happening. It'll avoid you having to replace those blades because you hit something. It's very common. I should mention that it didn't just win Time's Innovation of the Year. It's actually won a fair few different awards, including the prestigious IF Design Award. And it also won Most Innovative Brand of 2024 from Germany's Plus X Award. That's honestly 3 of the most prestigious awards in the world. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Some people love it. For some people, this thing is absolutely brilliant. I mean, here's a review from the United States, almost perfect. Here's another review, 5 stars. Had no expectations, but have been blown away. Each of us in the household had an area of grass they were responsible for mowing, because our property is a challenge. I've been looking at robo mowers off and on for a few years, thinking even if I could just get something to do my small, easy patch of fenced-in dog yard, it would make my life easier. But then Luba 2 came along with no required perimeter wires and advertised being able to handle steep slopes with its all-wheel drive and wheels. I proposed the idea to the roommates in the house we were living together. They weren't convinced, but anyway, once it arrived, it took a while to set it up, not too long, but anyway, as others have stated, figuring out how to set up boundaries and not cut too close to the edges was the first challenge, but after that, it turned out to be the perfect solution for these people. Now, a couple of people have reported problems with charging or problems with the battery. Here's the thing. With my experience of running this channel, I've done 6,500 videos. I find that with electric skateboards, electric bikes, electric cars, sometimes water can enter the electronics, the battery, electronics, whatever it may be. My recommendation is don't mow your lawn when it's raining or when it's just rained. So wait until, doesn't have to be perfectly dry, but wait until it's relatively dry enough where, you could walk on the grass and your shoes wouldn't get wet. Wet on the bottoms of the soles, but not wet on the tops. That's the situation you want. And if you can do that, you're extremely unlikely to have any issues. You're going to be one of those 5-star reviews that are on Amazon and, to be honest, all over the internet now. That said, Here's what someone said, right, on one of their reviews. There's an area of our property that has quite a steep hill. I was extremely impressed. On wet grass, it had no problem at all, and this was a hill I could barely walk up. I have over an acre of grass. It did an incredible job. I truly can't wait until spring. I'll be purchasing a second machine for my parents' home. As for customer service, they've been a pleasure to deal with. They're a great company. Now, before, I should actually mention as well what Time said. They said the future of lawn care has earned its rightful place among the world's most innovative technologies. Luba 2 all-wheel drive series robotic lawnmower has been named one of Time's best inventions of 2024. This prestigious annual list celebrates groundbreaking innovations making life better, smarter, and more enjoyable. Chosen in the household category, the Luba 2 all-wheel drive stands out for its advanced AI-driven design, reshaping lawn maintenance and inspiring a community of devoted users. Guys, I will never mow my own lawn ever again. And I don't think I'm missing anything. It's pretty boring. It's repetitive. It's a pain to, especially if you've got a gasoline or petrol powered mower. And then you have things like maintenance. You've got to do stuff. You've got to fix the oil. You've got to do oil changes. You've got to fix the blades. You've got to do blah, blah, blah. This thing, honestly, as far as I can tell, for me personally in my life, it's a game changer. Thanks for watching.